In verse 24, after God listened to what Adam has to say, God says, therefore, in view of the vow you have just made, in view of what you have just said, in view of your commitment on how you're going to treat your wife, therefore, in fact, God was saying, therefore, I declare you husband and wife. He says, therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother and shall cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one. The only chance for marriage to be succeed. Remember, Adam and Eve didn't have father and mother. But God says, marriage will only succeed when you detach yourself from father and mother and the two of you becoming one. Even to people who didn't have parents, God felt it is important that generations that will come must understand that marriage will only succeed when you leave father and mother and the two of you become one. Now, so here we find three things: leave, cleave, and one flesh. And we're going to break them down quickly. The first one is leave. The man shall leave father and mother. Now, listen to the word. He says, man shall leave. He is not chased. He's not told to go. He shall leave. The question is, why does he leave? Why does he decide to leave father and mother? Now, when you're not chased, when you leave for something better. You know, when I was growing up in Limpopo, I left Limpopo and I went to Cape Town to study something better. Came back to Gauteng, lived here in Johannesburg. But then I found there's something better in New York. So I went and lived in New York and worked in New York for a while. Something better. They didn't chase me in Johannesburg. No, I was going for something better. I was upgrading. While I was in New York, I found that there is something better in Pretoria. So I upgraded, came back to Pretoria. You leave for something better. If you are forced, it's a different thing. But when you leave, when you decide to leave, you are moving for something better. What the Bible is saying when it says man shall leave father and mother, is that when a man finds the wife, he will find something better than father and mother. And because of that, he will decide to leave. And I say to young people, never get married until you have found someone who is better than father and mother combined. Because marriage is not a step down, it's a step up. So when somebody decides to get married, they go back to father and mother and says, father and mother, you tried the best you can. Oh, by the way, we need to explain what it means living. Living means living emotional support, living financial support, living social support. Everything that you used to get from the family, you are living. So you go to father and mother and says, father and mother, you tried the best you could, but I have found someone who does what you do better. In fact, she meets other needs that you cannot even think about. In fact, marriage is when you go to your parents and say, with due respect. You can't, this girl that I met, she's just something else. Everything you tried, you came to 10%. She's hitting 100. So marriage is a step up. You move to something higher. You know, and I said this to men. I was doing care meetings in Katima last year. And the men didn't like it in Katima, but I told them anyhow. I told them that if your mother is better than your wife, you should have married your mother. Because marriage is not... Why would you move? Why would you leave when what you have is better? You should have just fought with your father and says that we want the same wife. But marriage It's when you decide to realize that I am moving on to something that I've never had. Even though the father was a wonderful person, he was caring, he was whatever, but you found this guy who is better than father and mother. Don't get married when it's a step down. Now, leave. Not chased, but still loved. Now, we need to understand it. We need to break it down and understand that our parents still want to remain parents to us. They never chase us away. They love us. Even if you are hanging around in the house, now you're 40 years old, they never chase you. Now you are turning 50. You're still moving around the house. They still leave you. They never chase you. Even for those of us who are married, even if you grow up to be 60, your parents still want to be parents to you. They still want to tell you what to do and whatever. I've got children whom I'm telling what to do, but they want to tell you what to do also. Because that's what parents do. So we need to realize the idea of living is very traumatic to parents. This living is not easy. And this is why we've got in-laws problems. Because they still love you. They still want to protect you. They still want to be there. And try to imagine, they raised up this son until he's 25 years old. And the mother knows, she's the most important person to the son. And suddenly, he meets a girl. And after 3 months, she is the most important person. He wants to leave. After 3, it's traumatic. The mother says, but I've been here for you, and now when I want for anything, I must talk through her. The 3 months old. It's very harsh. As fathers, your girls are going, and you were very important to the girl, but now, Daddy, I'll see you if I visit you once a year or twice a year, because I found somebody who is more important than you, Daddy. It's rough to parents. And that's why, many of us are going to be parents of children. Let's get ready. Let's get ready for this thing. Now, the issue of living, don't go back. If you have left, never go back. Now, this living is like a baby who has been in the mother's womb for 9 months. And after 9 months, the baby leaves. Just leave. They come out. Right? And then the baby comes out, the baby looks around. The place is not air conditioned like before. There's wind, there's hot sun, and all kinds of stuff. And the baby, after 3 days, no, Mama, can I go back? No, there's no return ticket. This is one way. You can't go back and no. I just want to go back, and chill inside. No. There's no, even if it's 3 hours, even if it's after 10 minutes, there's no going back. When you've gone. After you said, I do.